watching the Mets and the Phillies last night. I don't know why, but I was flipping through and I said, oh, let me see how Bryce Harper's doing. At that moment, Bryce Harper comes out of the dugout and then they go, oh, boy, oh, he's going to get run. I'm going, Bryce Harper just got thrown out of a game, a one-run game with the Mets. And I went, what are you thinking? He struck out his 2 times and then he got tossed. You're Bryce Harper. You can't get tossed. And then all of a sudden McLevin goes, after that ejection, people started talking about, are we going to have a computerized strike zone? Like, are we ready to go there? I know that we have the graphic during a game, but because Bryce Harper got thrown out because he questioned 2 high strikes.
Well, that way the batters wouldn't be able to question the computer. It would be right, presumably, so you get rid of all these arguments.
Well, Jake Arrieta, the teammate of Bryce Harper, was not thrilled with what Bryce Harper did last night, where he got thrown out. This is what he had to say post-game.
He's got to understand. Look, we need him in right field. I don't care how bad the umpire is. He wasn't great for either side. I'm out there trying to make pitches. He misses some calls. So what? Like, we need him out there. We were flat from start to finish. 2-hour delay, it doesn't matter. We have to be ready to play. We weren't, and it showed. We started at 8:45. I don't think our guys were ready to play. That's why. We got to come out. We got to come out tomorrow ready to play.
It's kind of troubling, right, or no?
Well, it's troubling, yeah. I'm out there doing everything I can to win a game. I need my guys behind me, and they weren't.
Are you saying that Bryce should have shown a little more respect?
Well, we need him in right field. I don't care how bad he is. I need him in right field. I need him at the plate, and he wasn't there.
And this is the 12th ejection of Bryce Harper's career. That feels like a lot for a guy who's, 26? He's been thrown out 12 times so far in his career. And it's in April. Like, should you have to get your bench fired up in April? That would be more concerning, that he felt like, hey, we were kind of flat and I'm going to, I didn't like what this umpire was doing with his strike zone. He can't get thrown out of games. This is a division rival with the Mets. You can't get thrown out of these games. And not at that point. It's a 2-1 game there. Can you have Stats Inc. check on the number of ejections, like great players? How often do they get thrown out of games? I'm curious that with Bryce Harper. But he didn't like Mark Carlson's strike zone. Now, you have the computerized strike zone. I'm for it. I don't need to have this umpire, he likes the high strike, or he'll give you the edges, or, if you're a hitter, he's going to squeeze you. If you're a future Hall of Fame pitcher, he's going to give you the benefit of that. I don't need any of that. If you're going to do computerized strikes and then you just have I don't know if you have a sound effect or whatever it is, and then nobody can argue that. I saw pitches that were high in that game. The strike zone was high. But if he calls it for everybody, I'm okay with that. That everybody is getting called the same way. But if you have the ability to computerize the strike zone, and I go back to a story I saw on HBO's Real Sports, and they did a computerized strike zone where you had somebody up above who would just signal down, that's a ball and that's a strike, and do it in real time, and it didn't disrupt the flow of the game. And they got the calls right. These umpires who go up there, they have an ego. They want to control the game. Now, I have a problem with that. Joe West has been doing this for decades. Umpires through history have been doing it. If you have the technology, then I don't have that with umpires. They're going to call fair and foul, plays at the plate, but take away the balls and strikes. And I would be fine with that. If that's what it feels like that's where we're headed. Technology with 5K, the ability to be able to be precise with these strike zones. First of all, we have to establish what is a strike zone. Because remember when you were growing up, it was like armpits to your knees. That's not the same strike zone they have in Major League Baseball. It feels like it's from the top of the belt buckle to the bottom of the belt buckle. Like you're going, that's a really small window that you have to, throw a pitch in there. And nothing has benefited the pitchers. Everything benefits the hitters. Have an established strike zone. Make it a legitimate strike zone. And if you're going to have it computerized, then do it. And then have the umpire there for fair and foul and catcher's interference and some of those things, hit by pitch, and a play at the plate. I'm okay with that.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.